All right, day 2, I'm going to teach you how to process an emotion, and it legit is a process. And many people don't know that it is a process. So after you learn this, please teach everyone you know. If you have children, teach them. It'll become a very helpful skill. Why is it helpful? Because what happens when you don't process a trauma or don't process a negative emotion in our body, it gets stuck there. And this is the cause of many of our chronic health conditions and anxiety and everything else. So if you can work on not getting them stuck in the body, because when they do get stuck, it has a compounding effect. So if you can go forward and not get anything stuck in your body, you'll still feel these feelings, but they won't be lodged in your body. Okay, so processing a negative emotion is a 4-step process. So the first step in that process is name it. You gotta name it to claim it. And so sometimes this can be really hard for people, because if people are used to kind of disassociating and not feeling their feelings, when something comes up, sometimes they're unable to identify what that feeling is. And I'll talk about that in a minute. First, we'll try to process negative emotions. So we will start with one. I'll start with anxiety. So when I'm feeling anxious, I feel it in my chest. So number 1, we name what the feeling is. Number 2, where do we feel it? And we have to get real curious about it. So anxiety, I feel it in my chest. And so getting curious about where I'm feeling it in my chest, I need to take it out of my head and put it in my body and say, okay, I feel my heart racing fast. It feels like an elephant sitting on my chest. There's this tightness. And then the third step in it is to sit in that emotion. And this is what people try to avoid at all costs. But I'm telling you right now, if you're able to sit in it, you'll be able to not get it stuck in your body. And so the reason people avoid this at all costs is because they think an emotion's gonna last, hours or days or months or years. And the truth is, a typical emotion lasts about 90 seconds. So we can do anything for 90 seconds. So after we've named it, we know where it is, and we've gotten curious about it, we sit in that feeling. So I would just feel my heart beating fast, getting really tight. Don't go back up here, just stay in the feeling of what it feels like. And then you kind of want to have gratitude for it, which sounds odd. But the gratitude is really, we're thanking our body for allowing something to show up, because it's sending us a warning signal of some sort. We don't know what's really on the other side of that, but we need to at least have gratitude that our body's showing us something. And so that's the third thing. The fourth thing is the most important, and the thing that no one does and everyone forgets, and I'll tell you why. It's shaking. So what you want to do is you want to stand up. The more maniacal and crazy, the better. So this is called somatic shaking. And you just do this, shake all around, dance, do whatever. Now, people say, how long do you do that for? Until you feel better. So sometimes it may take a few seconds, a few minutes. Sometimes I sit down like, do I feel better inside my body? Yes, I feel better. Okay, then I can go on. And if you don't, get back up and start shaking again. Now, why is this important? So what happens is, most of the time we're not completing the entire stress cycle. So if you've ever been in a physical altercation, what happens after that physical altercation? Your body's involuntarily shaking. That's because it's very smart. Or if you see 2 animals fighting, after they get done, they, intrinsically shake. They're trying to complete that stress response. We forget to do this, or we don't know to do this when we're experiencing negative emotion. So you'll have to go through all those steps, and that's how you process one negative emotion. The more you do it, the more it'll become easier and easier, and you're almost like building that new neural pathway of retraining your body. So name it, where is it in your body, and get real curious, sit in the feeling, and then shake it off. All right, hope that helps.